Hi there, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, and welcome. Thank you for joining me on my weekly Monday Facebook Live. Been very busy crafting. I had a craft fair last weekend. It was really great. It's probably my best one yet. So I've been really busy making lots of craft fair projects, and today I'm going to share one with you that I made for my craft fair last weekend, and I still have some left over, so I'll show you the different variations that I made, and I'll make one of them here on camera as well. As you're joining, please feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're joining me from, what you've been up to. I love hearing from you guys. So before we get started, I know some of you guys have been wondering about the seasonal sale that I told you about before. It's supposed to be coming the 16th through the 18th of November. Which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. We haven't got any updates yet. I'm expecting probably tomorrow I'll know a little bit more about that. Every Tuesday, Stampin' Up! Gives demonstrators like a weekly update, and they give us updates for promotions or things that are going on. So I would imagine maybe tomorrow I'll know more. Hi Roberta, thank you so much for joining me. But be sure, like I said, if that's something that you're really interested in, sorry, hold on one second. If that's something that you're interested in, please stop by my website, stampcampwithjen.com, throughout the week, and as soon as I have the details, I'll be sure to post them there. Hi Sue, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget that if you place an order with me this month of at least $50 before shipping and tax, you'll get the Bumblebee trinkets through me. You'll get those in mid-December. If your order is under $150, use my host code to qualify. And if your order is over $150 before shipping and tax, then don't use my host code. Just enjoy your Stampin' Rewards and you'll still get that free gift. And don't forget too to keep track of your campfire badges so you can earn a free $50 shopping spree when you shop with me. That's like a loyalty program that I have. You can read more about it at stampcampwithjen.com. But basically, the more you shop, the more you earn. And once you earn your $50 shopping spree, I pay for your shipping, your tax, everything. So it's a really great program and a great way to earn additional freebies when you shop with me. So. All right, guys, well, let me go ahead and switch the camera around so you can see, and I'll turn my lights on here. Oh, my goodness. I don't want to accidentally turn it off. I've done that many times before. Here we go. All right. My craft room is a huge mess. My husband and I's anniversary is tomorrow, and I've been working on a card for him all day today. There's so much pressure when I make him a card because I can't just make him any plain card. He's got to have something that wows him. He's always trying to push me, so I have to do something really outstanding for him. So I'll probably show you guys that next week on Facebook. So this is one of the Hershey Nugget holders that I made for my craft fair. I used the Sweets and Treats and the double oval punch for the tasty treat for someone sweet, and this is that fine art floral ribbon because I ran out of the gold ribbon. And then that retired brightly gleaming DSP. And you can get big packs of Hershey Nuggets. I got them at Target for a really great deal. I think it was like $8.99 for the party bag, which is 31.5 ounces, so not too bad. And then I made another one, this sweet one here. This uses that, the paper with the dogs. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head right now. And then I used, the sentiment is from A Christmas to Remember. And it says, may this be a Christmas to remember and cherish. And that's that pool party striped ribbon that coordinates with that as well. And then another one I made uses the Whimsy and Wonder paper. Very cute. That same sentiment, just in polished pink, and then I used the glittered organdy. Playful Pets. No, Playful Pets is the one with the little Scotty dog. Bought one of those at a craft fair just last week. Oh, Roberta, well, I'm going to show you how you can make your own now. So it's good that you have a template to look at. And the one I'm going to show you how to make today, I'm going to show you two versions because I keep trying to just use ribbon that I have, and I thought I ran out of this buffalo ribbon, so I switched to the red ruffled ribbon, but I actually have more of this buffalo ribbon, so I'm going to use this. So if you're wondering, oh, what do I do with all that playful, what was that? Playful deer paper, delightful deer, I forget. Whatever that paper, that free celebration paper, you have a ton of it. You can make these little Hershey Nugget Treat Holders. I'm going to show you how to make this one right now. I got the cello bags from Clear Bags. Now that is a fun / crazy story, frustrating story, I guess. So I originally had ordered some from Amazon, and they were awful quality. They had holes. They had, in the little seams on the side, they had holes in them. Some of the seams were like folded over and sealed. They were just terrible, and I knew I couldn't use them right away. So I sent those back, the Amazon ones, and then went back to my old faithful clearbags.com. I always use clearbags.com because they have the best quality. And I knew I should have just done that to begin with instead of, going through the rigmarole of Amazon, because Amazon is great, but they do use a lot of third-party sellers, and sometimes you can't guarantee that their products are always going to be the best. So it can be a crapshoot when they have the third-party sellers like that. So I'm going to show you how to make this one. So this one I really wanted to show you because these you can kind of figure out, like you stamp and punch, but this one I used, and I didn't do it on this one. This is one of the first ones that I did that I realized. So this is that pattern party paper, and being designer series paper, it's a little bit thinner and not as sturdy. So this is the one of the ones that I fixed. So this one, I took a piece of basic black cardstock, and I punched it out and adhered it to the back of this tree to make it a little more substantial to hold up. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then these Hershey Nugget Treat Holders, like I said, it's an old craft fair favorite, so you may know how to do them already. This was the first time that I had ever made them, so for me this was a new thing, but I know they've been around for a long time. A lot of people do really well with them. I didn't sell a ton. I sold like 6, I think, and I made 40 of them, so I'm really hoping at my next craft fair it'll go a little bit better. But okay, so here are the bags, and I will put a link when I put this on my blog as well, but these are clear bags. So these are 2 by 12 inches, but we actually only need them to be 8 inches in length, so I'm going to cut them down. I just tried to go on and see if they did have 2 by 12. The only ones I could find that were 2 by 12 were like heat sealed bags, and that's not what I wanted. So if you want to use these bags that I got from Clear Bags, these are really good bags, and we're just going to trim these down. So I'm going to do that first really quick. We can move these off to the side here. So I'm going to take one of these out and get my paper trimmer. And Clear Bags is great too because you get your bags in a quantity of 100, and it's usually like $1. I think they were like $1.12 for 100 of them. So you pay more in the shipping than you do for the actual bags. So make sure that your opening is on the left side here, and we're gonna take that side that's opening and measure it to 4 inches. And we're gonna cut that off. So this part that was the opening, this is getting thrown in the trash. We don't need that. And that's important because you don't wanna cut the closed end off, right? We're just cutting that the excess of the open end off, okay? All right, so we've got that done. So we can put that to the side. Now we're gonna get a piece of real red paper, and we need to cut that down to 2 inches by 5 inches. So this is about a little over 5. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 inches here. And then we're going to cut it to 5 inches. Okay, so 2 by 5 is what size this piece is. Now, with it in, I don't know, what is that, portrait? On the long side here, we're going to line it up at the 1/4 inch mark and use that scoring blade, the light colored blade, and just score a 1/4 inch on both sides there. Okay. Don't cut, you want to score. So see, you have those score marks on both sides here. Make a lot of these to give as gifts, yes. Hi, Summer, I see you. That's my daughter, Summer. She's a great supporter of my crafts, my crafty work. Don't tune in, Summer. This might be something you get for Christmas, so don't look. These make great stocking stuffers. These are good for Thanksgiving. I might get some like Harvest Meadow paper and make some Thanksgiving ones. Those would be really pretty. Okay, so now we're going to get our free celebration paper, Peaceful Prints. Goodness gracious, why couldn't I think of Peaceful Prints? It's not that hard, right? But for some reason, it was lost in my head. I have a ton of this paper. Let's see here. Might have to open another pack. We're not going to do that. We'll just work with what we got here. All right. So we're going to use that checkered paper. And we'll use the stripes. See, I was running out of stuff, so I got to get new pieces out. And we'll use the deer and the little argyle piece on the back. And I had some of these little snowflake pieces that I wanted to try to coordinate, but I don't see them. So for the purposes of this one, we'll just go with a green. We'll get that pop of color on the inside. Or maybe I'll just do the deer and the snowflakes on that side. Okay? Just find 5 different patterns that you want to use, and then these are going to be cut down to 1 by 3 inches. So for this one, since we're using the front and the back, I'm just going to cut a 1-inch strip. And love the nails. Good girl, Summer. I see nothing. Just pretend like you didn't see it and or act surprised when you do get one later and be like, oh my God, these are so cute. All right. So I cut 2 of these because, again, I'm using the front and the back. Now, with the directional paper, be sure that it's going in the right direction, because when we wrap these, we're going to wrap it. So you don't want the deer to be going up and down this way. This is the right way. You want the deer to be going up and down on the long side, because we're going to wrap this around that Hershey Nugget there. All right, so there's 2 of our pieces. And we'll cut another 1-inch strip with this crazy pattern. This is a cool like candy cane stripe pattern here. Oh my gosh, you guys, that craft fair I did this last weekend, it was so cool. I love being inside. Anytime I can be inside in a craft fair, it's great. And the lady right across from me had, see, this is directional, so we want it to be this way. So I'm gonna cut a 1-inch strip, because I'm gonna use this side on one of my strips here. But anyway, the lady right across from me at the craft fair was selling hot cocoa bombs, and they were so cool. I actually ended up, well, my mom actually bought it, but we got a butterbeer hot cocoa bomb for my husband. And apparently it's supposed to like change colors or something, but her table was very busy the whole time we were there. Needless to say. She was a very busy lady, and she was very nice too. She came over to my booth and even bought some stuff, but they were super, super busy. So, okay, so back to this little tray that we made here again, 2 inches by 5. We scored it 1/4 inch, and you don't even need to use your bone folder. I just folded it inward with my fingers and creased with my fingertip there. Okay, so, oh, actually, I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. First, we're gonna wrap our Hershey Kisses, and then we'll go back to our tray. So, but that's all I did to fold the tray there, okay? And I'm gonna put that with my little cello bag so I don't forget it. And then what I like to do is I like to line up my papers how I want to put them on my tray from the top to the bottom so that I don't mix it up. And I guess I'll substitute this for my snowflake that I had. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is gonna be the bottom all the way to the top, okay? So I'm gonna get 5 Hershey Nuggets. Oh my gosh, every time I open this bag, the smell is just crazy. It makes me so hungry to smell all this chocolate. I love Hershey Nuggets because it's just a big chunk of chocolate. It's so great. Okay, so what we're gonna do for this is I'm actually gonna use my Stamp and Seal, and on the back side of my paper, I'm just gonna put a little bit of seal on the top and the bottom. And then the lady that I watched her tutorial for this, her name was Karen McNall. She had a lot of great craft fair videos, but she suggested taking this little flap and actually starting to wrap your chocolates from there, and then pull it tight and wrap it around the chocolate and put it down and seal it on the back there. And to me, that makes sense because you're pulling that wrapper tight that way. And then when they open it, it'll just unwrap the candy like that. So I thought that was a great idea. Send the dark chocolate ones. Sue, you can have the dark chocolate ones. They are not my favorite. If I could, I would pull them all out. I mean, I thought about like sectioning them out and having, you know, the different flavors and selling them that way. But then I thought it'd be too much work to like tell people what was in each one. So I just decided to mix them. I didn't separate them out. All right. So again, we're starting with the top flap that's on the end there, and it's pointing down, and then we're just going to wrap our chocolate. Put that there. And if you're in a hurry, you really could just flip all these over, put the adhesive on, and then wrap them. That's what I started doing towards the end because it was just too time consuming to put adhesive on, wrap it, put adhesive on. So I just flipped them all over and put the adhesive on at once and then wrapped them individually with all the adhesive on the backs of them. And that does make it a lot quicker. So you're not picking things up and putting them down. You just do it all at once. So that wrapper just like so. And again, make sure that the direction, like you're looking at it as if it's in the correct direction when you're wrapping it. It doesn't need to be upside down. Just needs to be in the right direction as if you were looking at it on a piece of paper in the correct direction, okay? Hi, Mary Ellen. Thank you so much for joining me today. How's Montana? It's got to be very, very cold. It was 47 degrees this morning. I was shocked. My son tried to go to school in shorts, and I told him to go put pants on. He's crazy. I was like, you must be out of your mind. Okay, so we've got our 5 chocolates wrapped. So again, using our Seal Plus, I'm just gonna make a line right down the middle. Okay. And then I'm gonna start at the bottom and work my way up. That's just my personal preference. And you're just gonna line the edge of the chocolate with the edge of the tray there and center it. You will have, you'll notice there's a little bit of space on either side, and that's okay. It's really not going to get noticed once it's in the tray. Just try to center it the best way you can. The best you can. 50 today. The whole day you were at 50? We got up to 73, I think, was the warmest I saw. But, ooh, 50 sounds like a chilly, chilly day. All right, so my chocolates are all in, okay, and then we're gonna take our little cello bag here. And now, if you're selling these at a craft fair, like I have my little labels that I print out here, so that's the time that I would put those on the back before putting them in the bag. Don't forget to do that. And then they fit perfectly there, and we're gonna do our wrapping here in a second. But I wanna show you how to do these trees real quick. So I have some trees left over from some cards I did for a Christmas card buffet, and I thought, oh, this is perfect because I can use this for my packaging. They're not gonna go to waste, but they have this big bright yellow pattern on the back. So we don't want that to show, and like I said, it's DSP, so it's not as sturdy as cardstock, so I wanted to put another layer behind there just to make it hold up. So let me get my tree punch. So we're just using the pine tree punch, and I'm gonna punch that out. Ooh, it goes flying, always do. Now, something I noticed with these, they're not perfectly the same on each, well, perfectly the same. They're not the same on each side. So if you notice, the little points are all different on each side. So if you glue them together, you need to line them up. The first one I did, I had it backwards. And if you don't have it lined up, you can see it's all wonky. So you want to try to make sure that you have them lined up the correct way first, and that they're the right side. So that's the right way. So we're going to put some liquid glue on there. Just make sure they line up so that they're even. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to put a teensy bit on the stump too. There we go. And then we're just going to line that up. Yeah, my first one, I put it on the wrong side, and I found out real quick, oh, it's not the same on each side of the tree. It's definitely a very specific shape, so you got to make sure to line them up before you glue them together, okay? All right, so that's going to dry for a second. And then we are going to get our, this is probably one of my favorite stamp sets this year, is Christmas to Remember, and we're going to use this 'Tis the Season. And I have it out already. I forgot. I have it out on my little Stampin' Block here. So I'm going to get a piece of basic white right here. And I'm going to get my real red that I was actually using for my other project. Oh my gosh, here we go. Like I said, I'm all over the place today, you guys. I've been working on this card for my husband all day, and I still have to go back and fix it. It's been a day for sure, but I will master it, and then I will show you guys how to make it next week during my Facebook Live. All right, so we're just using real red, and I stamped that down, and then I wish I had a punch for this, but I don't, but it's a rectangle, so we're just gonna hand cut that real quick. So just fussy cut, no big deal. And then just make sure that none of the white is showing on the edges there. Okay, and we're really just about done. This was the more, I guess, labor intensive of all the examples that I showed you today, and it's really not even that bad. I just thought it was really a cute one. I like anything that's that buffalo plaid for Christmas, and I thought this would be a really fun one. I had to laugh because I had one lady who, she was looking at the nugget holders I had, and she said, well, I just worry that they might melt before we give them to somebody because we're traveling, because you know in Florida a lot of people aren't going to be here for Christmas. They go home to see their loved ones, which I get. And I said, well, where are you going? And she said, Indiana. And I said, I don't think it'll melt. I think it'll be okay. And then she ended up buying one, but that cracked me up a little bit. I was like, I really don't think it's going to melt in Indiana in December, but I don't know. All right, so now we are going to glue. I just glued that right in the center, so I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue here. Picked up a couple at my recent craft fair. Oh, thanks, Jessica. And thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And I hope that whoever you give them to, or if you're just enjoying them yourself, I hope that you enjoy them as well. All right. So I glued that on, and now I'm just taking, I think this is a 1/4 inch hole punch. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these anymore, but I got this one it's a Fisker's hole punch I got at Joann's. And I'm just gonna go, you don't wanna go right where that little tip is, you wanna go a little bit further down. Whoops. And having that extra piece of cardstock makes it a lot easier to punch that hole as well. Okay, so we have that ready to go. So now all we need to do is get our ribbon, which I thought I grabbed before I sat down here, but what did I do with it? Oh my goodness. No, I didn't grab it. Here we go. So like I said, there's two options. You can use this mini ruffled ribbon. I use that on some of mine as well. or you can use the gingham ribbon, the black and white gingham ribbon, which is what I'm going to use here. It's a little bit easier to use because it's a little bit thinner. I think it's a 1/4 inch, yeah, 1/4 inch thick. So this is a lot easier to thread through that hole and tie and everything. So we're going to measure out, and this makes it easier if you're making a bunch of them too. Measure out 12 inches of ribbon and cut that off. And then we're just going to tie this behind and try to keep it even and tie just once around the bag. And then before we tie it a second time, we're gonna take that ribbon and thread it through our tree here. So the easiest thing I found was to grab your take your pick tool with the little scoring piece here that attaches to your take your pick tool, and I'm actually going to use the smaller end, and take the very edge of your ribbon and put it behind where that hole is right there, and then take the ball end of the scoring tool and poke that through the hole, and then you'll be able to grab it a lot easier and thread it through that tree. That was what I did for all of my little attachments here. And then we're just going to tie it once more that way. Okay. And then tie a little bow, which I know isn't fun for everyone. I know a lot of people hate tying bows, and that's all right. That's not the easiest thing to do, and my ribbon isn't even, but that's all right. I'll make it work. You just kind of fuss with it until you get it exactly how you want it. And you can even retie it. I'm tempted to, but I think I can make this one work. And then we're just going to take our scissors and trim the ends at an angle here. There we go. And there you have it, my Hershey Nugget Treat Holder. And I made a ton of these for my craft fair. So these are the buffalo plaid type ones using the Peaceful Prints paper that was free with Celebration. This is the Whimsy and Wonder version that I made. Your husband will enjoy them, Jessica. You're so sweet. What a good wife you are. I would probably eat them myself, but that's good that you're thinking of others. Thanks so much, Kay. I'm so glad you enjoyed them. This is some retired, brightly gleaming DSP. And that, what is this paper called? I had it over here. I'll figure it out. I'll tell you guys in the blog post later. But anyway, so there's my examples. I will have the blog post up tomorrow with all of the measurements and the supplies for each one. I really hope you enjoyed this today. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by, and please don't forget to like and follow me on Facebook, and head over to my YouTube channel as well and subscribe so that you never miss a video. Don't forget also to head over to stampcampwithjen.com for all of the latest updates on anything Stampin' Up, that seasonal sale. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that I'll have the information tomorrow. So check back tomorrow afternoon, and hopefully I'll have all the details for that at stampcampwithjen.com. All right, guys. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope to have a really cool project for you next Monday. And thanks for stopping by. Be safe and happy stamping. Have a great week. Bye, guys.